Hey y'all, happy Monday. I hope everybody is doing well. Today we're going to be doing another pick a card reading. I keep calling it pick a card. It's not pick a card, it's pick a pile. We're doing a pick a pile reading today. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm not really sure what we're going to be picking up on today. I'm excited to get into the messages. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get into it. So here are our three piles. This is pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Take a deep breath in, and whichever pile you feel drawn to is your pile. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, you are welcome to watch more than one reading. All right, let's go. Okay, so my pile 1s are the amethyst. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into your reading. All right. So we have angel, trust, Asia, birthing a new age, and blessed Yule, which is hope. So right now I'm just getting that your spirit guides want you to trust that you are on the brink or in the midst of birthing something that you've never seen before. So many things are changing for so many of us, and we can all feel it. There's no surprise, right? Like even the people that did not pick this pile are still feeling this heavy energy. Like we're all moving through waiting to see what comes out of this sometimes erratic energy. But you have angels, you have spirit guides that want you to reach out with them and connect with them. This card came out upright, so for the light attributes of an angel, we have helping those in need with no expectation of return. Okay, so I'm feeling a lot of hope and excitement for this new journey that you all are embarking on. There is something, if you're not feeling the lighter energy yet, you're going to be starting to feel it soon, because there is something just on the horizon that you have been slowly working towards. And this past life card, Asia, this might be relevant for somebody. For my past life cards, it can either refer to something in a past life or something that you experienced during your childhood. But I'm getting that, okay, so Asia is the biggest continent out of all of the continents, right? And right now what I'm getting is that whatever it is that you are meant to do, you are meant to access and impact large groups of people. This may be a gift that you have translated or transferred over from a past life, but you are meant to impact lots of people, whether that be through technology or actually, you know, being on the ground and interacting with the multitudes, whether it be by going on some sort of tour or traveling. Right now I'm just getting TED Talk for somebody, so maybe there's somebody that has been wanting to write and look into going on the journey of creating a TED Talk, but there's something within you that is going to bring hope and inspiration to the people that your creations reach. And it's going to be a lot of people that your creations reach. So whether this be through social media, being able to impact and reach out to, you know, several different regions in the country or in the world with just, you know, the click of a button, whatever the situation is, you're going to impact a lot of different people with the support of your spirit team. Okay, so trust, this trust card, there's a bear walking the tightrope, and there's some sharks underneath, right? But he's chilling. He's got his glasses on, right? He doesn't have to look down, doesn't have to look behind. This person, this bear, you trust. You're being asked to trust that the direction that you're going in is the right direction, okay? I trust that everything will be okay in the end. Partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener, okay? So we're really at the point in time where we are really being asked to trust, because so many things are changing, and the way that we have been operating in the past is not necessarily a compass for how we should or will be activated or moving into the future. So just know that the ideas that you are birthing, the things that are coming up for you, are things that are needed. And I actually want to go to the guidebook for birthing a new age, because I feel like there might be something specific there. So it's on page 92, which is the year I was born, and my name is here, so that's funny. This might be, maybe this is a pile for me as well. Birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Often our path is exactly the one that we don't feel prepared to walk. Walk it anyway. Often what is rising feels far bigger than what we could possibly hold. Be a container for it anyway. Often our creations seem to have a wild, uncontrollable consciousness of their own. Birth them anyway. Often what is ours to do is the very thing that most intimidates us. Be courageous and do it anyway. We are birthing a new age. So this is really deep, and I've been feeling this energy so heavy, this energy of the trust and the fact that there's so many new ways of being that are coming up, that a lot of us are going to feel this discomfort, and we might mistake that as thinking that we are moving in the wrong direction, doing the wrong thing. There might be people that are triggered by us. I was talking about this week. There's going to be a lot of discomfort that we feel as a collective, and especially if you picked this pile. There's a lot of discomfort that we are going to be feeling when we are moving in alignment with what it is that we are supposed to be doing. And that can be really difficult, because a lot of us are learning how to feel our feelings for the first time ever. A lot of us are learning how to trust our intuition and our gut for the first time ever. And one of the things that I was meditating on this week is that a lot of us are going to be coming directly in contact with our gifts, these gifts that either we knew about and intentionally suppressed, or some of us are going to be surprised by the things that we see, the things that we feel, the information that comes up. And in the past, you could often be told that what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're witnessing is not real. And I am not a doctor, and if you are dealing with your mental health and moving through processing your state of your mental health, continue to, seek support in whatever ways that you best need to seek support. And if you feel something is off, absolutely check in with a doctor and, follow your gut and do what it is that you need to do. And there's also a message here that a lot of times when it comes to our gifts, I'm going to try to break this down because this is something I've been thinking about for a while. There is something about each of us that makes us so unique. We are all made up of our own unique individual magic. And one of the things that we all know is that we all have unique experiences in this life, and we all have the different paths that we're going to walk on. We have been raised in these different experiences, and we all have walked different paths. Even those of us who can relate to one another in regards to a lot of the things that we've experienced, nobody has the exact same experience despite how many people there are in the world. Like, there might be things that are very close, but there's literally no one on this planet that can be you, that is you, that has your particular kind of magic. So the things that are going to be coming up for you in the next few months or even years as you are starting to tap into your unique gifts, naturally you are going to want to seek advice from others. You are going to want to seek validation and reassurance from others, right? From people who have gone through the things that you have gone through. And you will find those people. But there might be, and more than likely will be, a period of time where you are asked to blindly trust in your gifts, to blindly trust in your intuition. And as someone who has gone through this, it is not easy, but it is necessary, because there are going to be moments where the only person that you are able to rely on in terms of receiving, trusting, and potentially passing on information, the only way to do that is to be able to trust in what it is that you know, what it is that you are seeing, what your spirit team is communicating to you, okay? Because we are all going to be asked to step into our power and our gifts, and that's going to look very different for everybody. And if all of us are walking around trying to compare how we are supposed to show up in the world, there will be a lot of people who are doing the same thing. This group think, this group mindset, there are going to be a lot of people that are trying to do the same thing, but that is not what is being brought to the surface right now. Right now, what we need is for everybody to tap into their unique gifts. Now is the time. Now is the time for the weirdos, for the people. You are probably somebody who felt so out of place and never anticipated that a time would come where you would be needed and seen and valued and appreciated for what it is that you bring to the table, and for who you truly are, and for what your gifts are. You are being asked to stand on business when it comes to the information that you receive as we are moving into this next phase of our human journey, both individually and collectively. And you have support, right? You have support from your spirit team, but one of the ways that you are being asked to help others is to tap into your own unique magic, so that your gifts and what it is that you are here to do is able to come to the forefront, flourish, and the discomfort that you feel as you start to walk in alignment with who you've always been and who you are meant to be, that discomfort will eventually start to ease. But there's a lot of shifts happening, and so the discomfort, it might feel as though you're doing something wrong, and this is your confirmation that you are not. You are moving in the right direction. Discomfort and misalignment are two different things. You can be in alignment and be uncomfortable, and then you can be misaligned and feel discomfort. But I think one of the things that we are being asked to look out for now are synchronicities. We are being asked to actually open our mouths and call out for help, to be specific about the kind of help that we need, the kind of clarification that we need, the kind of guidance that we are looking for in order to understand that we are moving in the right direction. And this information isn't going to come from other people. It's going to come from within you. I know that was a mouthful, but there is something really special. I'm just getting the color yellow. Ryan, I'm getting the name Ryan, and I don't always get names. Blessed Yule Hope. Okay, so I want to read from the guidebook for this last card before we wrap up this message. But this card, Blessed Hope, asks, though I am currently enduring a difficult situation or season in my life, what ray of hope can I focus on to remind myself of my inner light and resilience? Yeah, so you're being asked to trust that everything is working out the way that it's supposed to find the little things to be grateful for, to be reminded of all the ways that you have been resilient in the past and come out on the other side. all of the days that you have lived, you have survived to make it to today. You have survived everything that you've been through. And your spirit guides really want to remind you of that. Is that you have made it. You've been through worse. And even if you haven't, all those other things that you've been through are preparing you and allowing for you to be able to continue to move through and get to the other side of whatever difficult situation that you're feeling right now. And your spirit guides really, really want you to know that. Regardless of the time of the year you literally find yourself in, Yule, and often bitterly cold and dark Sabbath, urges you to seek your own internal light and remember that seasons of darkness and hardship are always eventually succeeded by seasons of joy and ease. Even if your external circumstances seem too difficult to overcome at times, rekindle the knowledge that nothing can dim the eternal flame within your spirit. And it's we all come from a line of people who have endured. You are not alone on this journey. You are not, every day that you wake up, you are not starting from scratch. Even if you feel like you have, made these big mistakes in the past, or that you don't feel like you're currently, in alignment with where you're supposed to be, who you're supposed to be, just know that you have it in you to continue to move forward and to push through, because on the other side, there is something massive waiting for you. And I just literally keep getting this bright yellow light, this bright like gold and yellow light, and it's like if there was a stereotypical like image for hope and it was just like a bright light, that's just literally what I keep saying in regards to this. Honestly, something similar to this color. So maybe that color, that gold, is relevant to someone. But I think that's a really beautiful message, for you to understand that things might be messy right now because we are all going through a rebirth period, but just trust that you are exactly where you need to be. You have support, and the things that you're going through right now, despite the fact that they are difficult, they are there in order for you to build this trust that is unwavering, because unwavering trust is something that you are going to need intensely on the next phase of your journey. You should be able to experience your life and not need external validation for who you are and what you bring to the table from anyone. That should be able to come from yourself. And it's one thing to like kind of believe something, it's another thing to truly believe something and to truly know it. And so what you're going through right now, even though some of you might be going through some intense hardships right now, collectively a lot of us are going through hardships right now, just know that it is in order to build up your tools. You are literally sharpening your tools right now. So you are exactly where you need to be. Continue to find the rays of light and trust that who you are and what you bring to the table is not only enough, but it's what is needed, not only for yourself, but in order for you to really step into this angel energy to be able to support others from a place that only you can. So I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you on Monday. Okay, pile number 2. Okay, so first off, if you chose this is a shell from Nantucket. It's from the Atlantic Ocean, actually. And so maybe that is relevant to somebody. I'm seeing a boat for someone. Okay. So you all had, I think, the most cards that wanted to come out. Okay, so let's start with reconciliation. Okay, so this card asks you, what uncomfortable truths are you being asked to face that will bring about a genuine reconciliation between you and another person? So basically this card is asking you to tap into your truths and to be unapologetic about what your truth means for you. You're being asked to get rid of and begin, if you haven't already, begin to clear out or continue to clear out these energies and these perceptions of you that are not who you are. I'm literally seeing someone taking off a mask. So you might be someone who is in the process of removing this mask, and then I'm brought immediately to this card and to this image, align your life. You're being asked to align your life, and one of the ways that you're being asked to align your life is to be brave enough to remove the mask, to remove whatever mask, whatever beliefs that you have been holding on to as a sense of security. But your spirit team wants you to know that this security has been a false sense of security. It has gotten you to this point and it has helped you to get to this point, but now you are being asked to actually, for some of you, you're being asked to go back to the foundations of who you are and begin to ask yourself what it is that you really want, what you really need, and actually start to clear out things that you no longer want or need, or the things that are draining you, in order for you to align your life. And one of the steps that you are being asked to do is to be brave enough to remove the mask, so that the people that are on the same vibration as you are able to find you, so that your people can find you. Because right now I'm getting that your people are not yet able to find you. Okay, so for this past life card, we have communal living. And if you can see, it's like an old apartment complex, right? Super old. Super old, right? So I do not remember what that show was. Oh, okay, so I think this scene is from Stranger Things, maybe the last season, where they were all living in this structure that kind of looked like the projects. Honestly, I'm mixing up like two movies, two things in my head. There's the vibe from Stranger Things where you have this group of people that are living together, finding food together. I believe I'm talking about Stranger Things. But banding together to survive, pulling resources in order to survive. But there's another. I don't think I'm gonna remember what it is. But in a lot of films and movies and TV shows, you know, there are communities of people that live together in these big buildings, or even buildings that look like warehouses or projects. Right? You are someone that has experienced living within these communal spaces, and because of that, whether it be in this lifetime or past lifetime, you're being asked to heal something in regards to your access to resources. Okay, so I'm getting that, and maybe this is relevant to someone. So I was reading something a couple years ago about how with every sibling in a family, with every new sibling, each sibling has access to less and less resources, okay? So if you grow up with a whole lot of siblings, for each sibling that is born, there are less resources available for each person, right? And sometimes, a lot of times, this creates chaos, because it puts people against one another, because it forces people to feel as though they have to compete for resources in order to survive. And so you are being asked to heal this idea around having a lack mindset. If you've never looked into or heard of a lack mindset, look into it, because you are being asked now to realign your life by looking at these wounds in relation to having a lack mindset, or not having access to, or losing access to, the resources around you due to having to commune in these larger groups of people, having to share resources, because there's something about this wound that is keeping you from wanting to share with others, that is keeping you from wanting to reach out to others and ask for help. Because a lot of times when you are dealing with a lack mindset, a lot of people that are moving through that wound often feel as though they are a burden, often feel as though they have to sacrifice themselves so that other people can have resources, right? And this can play out in a lot of different ways, but that particular scenario is coming up for someone specific. And as you begin to remove these masks and work through these blockages, right, you are then going to support yourself in magnetizing so that you can literally start to call in what you actually want. Because when you have on a mask, you are then calling in the things that are connected to whatever it is that your mask is putting forward, right? And so a lot of times, if our mask is not who we actually are, we are creating and drawing in things that we do not want. And that can create a very challenging position for us to exist in. We have this card, personal growth. As I move towards greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me to get to where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except for when I'm making bike analogies. Yeah, so it's exactly what, I don't know if I was just talking about this just now or if this came from the last reading, but you are being asked to remove these old habits that they served you at one point. I think this was in the last pile. They served you at one point, but now it's time to say thank you for the support that you have brought into my life. But it is time for me to now make way and make space for the new energy that wants to come into my life, for the part of me that wants to come out and actually be seen. There is a hidden aspect of you that you have been keeping from other people due to trauma around the lack mindset. And I don't know exactly how that is going to relate for you, but there is something around, because of this lack mindset, you have not been able to fully lean into what it is that you fully want. Okay, so for example, I'm going to use Leo energy, for example. So for a lot of people whose sun is in Leo or rising is in Leo or Venus is in Leo, there is this need for admiration, to be seen, to be valued for who you are and for what it is that, for your light, for literally shining your light. But you know, if you've been in a position where you are maybe one of the older siblings and you do not feel that you are able to shine your light because there are so many other people to have to worry about. There are so many other things that in your mind you have thought, okay, my light and me being seen cannot be the priority because I'm the oldest, or you know, because I have more resources, right? Because, for example, you can be within a family structure and you can still have different resources from your siblings or from your family because, for example, if you are someone that is a part of a club, right? If all of you have siblings and you are a part of a club and your other siblings are not a part of a club, whatever club you're a part of, you have those resources. You have access to those resources. And so there's some sort of wound around, I'm not even sure how I just got lost, but, and I don't know if I'm gonna get it back, but it's okay because whatever was said is relevant to somebody. But there's something about healing this lack mindset that is going to allow you to be bold in asking for what you want, asking for what you need, for allowing yourself to shine that light and to receive the help and the support that you are deserving of. Because a lack mindset can really apply to pretty much anything, right? And so if you feel, for example, that within a huge unit, whether it be a family unit or a community, if you feel that you want to shine your light bright, but you are holding back because you feel as though shining your light is going to take away something from someone else, that is the wound that you are being asked to heal. That is the part of your life that you are being asked to look at and align, because you having this belief around the fact that you can't shine your light, and that's just an example, right? But you having this wound around regarding this lack mindset is something that is keeping you from really tapping into who you actually are, and what truths are longing to be witnessed first by you and then by others. Okay, so there's someone here who has a wound around being seen, because that just came up in the reading. And so I know that might not be relevant to everybody, but for somebody, that is something that your spirit team really wants you to take a look at, because there is something underneath the surface that is brewing, and it's exciting. And that actually kind of leads me to this trickster card. Transcending the light attributes of a trickster are transcending conventional stuffiness and predictable behavior. Yeah, so having a lack mindset, it kind of does fall into a sort of conventionality. I feel like it's something that so many of us experience, right? And when you are walking in abundance, when you are living in an abundance state of mind, it allows you to transcend convention. It allows you to think outside of the box. It opens up space for you to explore, for you to be curious about the world, for you to try new things and get out of a rigid, structured, stuck way of being. And for a lot of us, our survival mode has created a sense of rigidity. I think that's the word. A sense of stuffiness, a sense of, finding it hard to break out of these conventional ways of being. But, as we are in this age of Pluto in Aquarius, like, we have the energy there to help us to literally break down the systems within ourselves and otherwise that are keeping us from truly aligning with who we actually are. And we have Rescuer. Provide strength and support to others in crisis out of love. Acts of love with no expectation of reward, okay? So I'm really getting these two cards together, this Rescuer card and this Communal card. I'm getting that within your communities or within these groups that you've been a part of, I'm getting over-identified with being the rescuer, over-identified with being the one that has to sacrifice things. You may have over-identified with being... Wow, something's happening. Okay. There's a lot coming up. Hold on, give me a second. You are someone that provides strength and support to others in crisis. But I'm also getting that in the past you have over-identified with this part of you. And over-identifying with this part of you has brought you further and further away from the person that you are, because you have contorted yourself in ways that has made you, connect more to this person that is, I'm a helper, I'm a rescuer, I'm a person that, is supposed to help others. This is what I need to do. And it's not that you're not supposed to be helping others or leaning into this energy of being a support system for others. But right now you are being asked to pause and be the rescuer for yourself, for your true self. You've been put in positions to help others and to be this support and this foundation for others. But right now, your spirit team wants you to know that you are protected, safe, and have the space to rescue yourself. Whatever energy you've been giving to other people, you are now being asked to bring that energy inward so that you can use that energy to align your life, to break down these beliefs within yourself so that you can access your truth. And from that will be an immense amount of inspiration. I'm literally seeing cups, the 10 of cups, overflowing. Wow. Like, I literally see that within you there's a wall. There's a wall that looks like this wall. I just want y'all to know there's a lot going on inside of my body right now. I feel like, wow, like I'm like having the hiccups, I'm sneezing, like there's all kind of stuff happening. Because the walls are ready to come down. It's like you are being asked to start to take a shovel and like break down the wall. Like if the wall was a sandy, you know, kind of wall. Like you're being asked to dig that wall away, to break that wall away, to literally brick by brick remove this wall, because on the other side of the wall is everything that you have ever wanted but felt too guilty to allow yourself to relish in. Like you've been the helper. You've been the person that has sacrificed for other people, and you really felt like you had to do that. Like you really, and at some point you may have, right? Because if it happened, it happened and it was supposed to happen, but your spirit team is letting you know that they are thanking you for the help that you have given to others. It has been, it's changed lives. Like you've straight up changed people's lives, like straight up changed people's lives. And because of that, I mean, there's absolutely no reason why you should not also be benefiting from this beauty within you, this energy within you that is so giving and so open and so willing to support others and to be this leader within your community. That is so beautiful, and you will continue to move in that way. But right now you are being ushered into a period of investing all of that energy into yourself, reclaiming your time in a sense, right? Because the inspirations and the things within you that are ready to be birthed, which will inevitably help others and support others, you're just basically being asked to seek new ways of supporting others. Because by tapping into who you truly are, what your truths are, by realigning your life, by removing the mask, you are tapping into this deep well of personal growth, and inevitably the creations and the things that are birthed through this rebirth that you are going to be going through or are currently going through are going to be things that help generations of people far past the time that you will be on this earth. Like you are going to create things that are going to impact people for a long time. People that are coming far past the time after you, right? But in order to get to that point, you are being supported as you lean into this realignment of your life. Okay, so I am so proud of you, and your spirit team really wants you to understand that the people that you have helped, and you know that it's been impactful. And if you don't know that it's been impactful, please know that it absolutely has been. They absolutely want you to know that you have truly changed lives. And right now it's time now for whatever energy you've given to others, it's now coming back around to you. And so in order for you to access that, trust that everything you've given out, you can put back into yourself. And it's not that you're saying, no, I don't want to give. It's not that you're being stingy with your energy at all. You are investing in who you are to put yourself in the position to support not only yourself but others in a greater capacity. Okay, so wow, That is beautiful. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you on Monday. Okay, and last but not least, we have pile number 3. Okay, I gotta be honest, y'all. I don't remember what this crystal is called, and I've been trying to find it and look it up and trying to remember what it's called. But what I do know is that it's good for leadership, because I remember learning about this when I was learning about this crystal, but I cannot remember what the name of it is. But this is a good crystal for leadership, so maybe that will come up. But if you have chosen this crystal, this is pile number 3. Okay, so this is your reading. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with first off, the cards that you have are Dance with Life, do something to change your energy. For the past life card, we have Imprisonment or Slavery. For our affirmation card, we have Courage. For our archetype card, we have Vampire. And for the Wild Woman, from the Wild Woman Oracle deck, we have the Call of the Siren, Sexuality. Okay, so this is a very... Oh, look at that. Look. And we have Get Centered. Okay. So that was hiding under there. Okay, where do I want to start? Let's start with Get Centered. When it gets to be too much, whatever it is, I close my eyes and return to my center. In my center, I have the wisdom and the tranquility of a, insert your favorite animal, holding a, insert a magical item, floating through space on a, insert piece of furniture. Okay, so this is funny. This reminds me of those fill in the blank stories from middle school, and maybe from the 90s, and maybe this is a message to someone to not only get centered, but allow yourself to get centered in the ways that make sense for you. Like, we are now at the times where we can fill in the blanks. Like, we can fill in the blanks of our lives with things that we want to put there, right? This is also, I'm getting the message that you are being asked to remove the things in your life that you don't actually want there and replace them with the things that you actually do, and that there are no things that are too far outside of the imagination, right? So if your heart desires it, go for it, okay? So then I'm going to bounce into Dance with Life. Do something to change your energy. Okay, so you're being asked to do something to change your energy, to shake your energy up, to literally move your body and start to release some of the things that have been holding on to you, things that have been keeping you from being and finding your peace, this deep inner peace. And I'm getting that it is coming from mistakes that you've made in the past, that you have held on to this idea that you've had to be punished. You have really, in a lot of ways, punished yourself, and that is taking us right into this imprisonment or slavery card. And in a past life, or even in childhood, I'm just getting that, first of all, I'm getting that Spirit wants to apologize to you, not because of Spirit, but Spirit wants you to know, if no one has apologized to you, Spirit wants to apologize to you for the things that you have gone through. They have been hard. And this isn't one of those moments where we're going to do the whole, everything happens for a reason. The things that you've been through, whether it be recently, in your childhood, in a past life, they've been difficult things. And you may have even, if this is something that has taken place in this lifetime, I'm getting that you weren't sure what the point of those things were, and you've been trying to figure out what the point of these difficulties were, why you have had to live a life of feeling as though you deserve punishment. You deserve to be punished. I'm getting that other people have punished you or put you in this mindset of imprisonment, and even when that thing or that person was removed from your life, I'm getting that the mindset of needing to punish yourself or put yourself in this mindset of mental slavery, like, wow, you get to be free. And I'm getting that you might not yet believe that. You are being asked. Well, first I said you are asking. So you may be asking for courage. You may literally be someone that has been asking for the courage to start to break out of these mental constructs or these literal constructs. Like, for some people this might be literal, for some people this might be mental slavery, mental imprisonment, but I'm getting that there are heavy energies from a past life that are keeping you in this cyclical rumination of beliefs that are not in alignment with what you deserve. No one is fearless. No one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts, then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. You're being asked to be courageous right now. And what you're being asked to be courageous about is to begin to break down the beliefs that you have had around your self-worth and what it is that you are deserving of, because there is a either unconscious or very conscious mindset that you have in regards to these beliefs that you do not deserve to be free. And for a lot of you, I'm getting that it's a subconscious thing, like, or an unconscious thing. You're trying to, I'm getting that you might not be aware of how much this is impacting you because you're so used to operating in a certain way. But this Dance with Life card is here to ask you to do something different in order for you to allow these new energies to come into your life so that you can start to break away from these mental constructs, from these chains, from these barriers, from these walls, from these blockages. I'm literally seeing the gates, you know, the cell. I'm seeing a cell, and it's almost as though the cell is unlocked, but you're still in the cage. You're still behind the bars because you have yet to step into your courage and to trust that when you go on the other side of the bars, when you get to the other side of the bars, you've been asking yourself, you know, what do I do when I get over there? What does it look like when I get over there? How do I exist when I get over there? There is someone or something that has been sucking the energy from your life. And I'm getting that this is directly related to this imprisonment or slavery card. The light attribute of a vampire makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. The negative or the shadow, the shadow attributes, negative and shadow do not necessarily go together. That's my bad. But the shadow attributes, because negative, saying it's negative is judgmental, and shadow doesn't necessarily, we don't have to judge the shadow. Because a lot of times we are being asked to learn how to integrate with the shadow, to recognize and to see the shadow. The point is not to run from the shadow. The point is to stand strong while understanding what the shadow is, where the shadow comes from, why the shadow is there. We can't have the light without the dark. I don't know, that was totally a side message, but that just came up. Shadow attributes: depleting others for your psychic survival, chronic complaining, and codependency. Okay, so I'm getting that whatever this vampire energy, this could be an energy within yourself. This could actually manifest as another person or a thing, person, place, job, a noun, anything, right? But you are being asked to be aware of what it is that is sucking away at your energy, because it is keeping you in this mental slavery. So even if the vampire energy could even be beliefs that are sucking away at you, beliefs that you have yet to go back and to deconstruct to see if these are things that you actually believe, if these are things that you actually want bouncing around in your mind, in your psyche, in your vortex. If anybody listens to Abraham Hicks, she talks a lot about the vortex and the things that we put our energy towards, the things that we think of, the things that we are drawing into our lives are the things that are in our vortex. They are the things that we have access to. And so if we are not allowing ourselves to think about the things that we actually want and to call in the things that we actually want, and to break through these old habits and beliefs, if we do not break through these things, if we don't allow ourselves the space to break through these things, we will be living in this state of imprisonment, even though the gates of the cell is open, even though the bars are open, even though we are not physically trapped, we can still be trapped in our mind. And so whatever this energy is that is draining your life force, that is keeping you in this mental slavery, you are being asked to get centered and to start to concoct a plan on how to dismantle the systems that are within you, how to dismantle the mindset that is keeping you behind the bars. And a lot of what we're experiencing collectively is a massive dismantling of these vampire energies, right? And so a lot of times when you look at what's happening collectively, that can also be translated for what's happening internally. Because in one way or another, we're all going through the same things. They look different, but the themes and the things that we are working through are not just happening collectively, but also within us. And it starts with us, right? It starts with us deconstructing our own mindsets and figuring out in what ways we have been clinging on to these structures or these beliefs that other people have forced on us, or clinging onto these beliefs that have in the past kept us safe, or we needed these things in order to just survive because of what we've gone through, right? But now the message that's coming through is that you are now able to start to move through that energy, and it is now safe for you to start to dismantle those structures so that new things can be created in their place. And so the last card that we have here is the Call of the Siren, sexuality. And so this card, there's a siren there. How connected and comfortable do I currently feel within my sexuality? The siren reminds you that your sexuality is made of the same energy that builds universes, and it is the life force that courses through all creation. If you have fear or discomfort surrounding your sexuality, whether it be due to social conditioning or painful past experiences, you are being called to heal those wounds and develop a healthy, empowering relationship with your sexuality, beauty, and femininity. Okay, so even if you do not identify with the feminine, we both have a balance of masculine and feminine energy within us, right? And so what you're being asked with this card is for you to tap into your sexuality and start to deconstruct the ideas that you have held onto in regards to your sexuality, because the energy that connects to sexuality is also the same energy that builds universes. It's the same energy that creates worlds. It's our creative energy. And so if your sexual energy is blocked, your creative energy is blocked. And if your creative energy is blocked, it makes it hard to dance with life. It makes it hard to shake shit up. It makes it really easy for any old constructs to continue to play out, for any old beliefs to continue to play out, which inevitably just puts you in a situation where you're living your entire life out of alignment. You're living your entire life not actually feeling good about what you're attracting. You're living your life in a way that does not feel full. And so Spirit really wants you to re-examine your beliefs regarding sensuality, sexuality, especially if you are a woman. I mean, it's for everybody, but, you know, for women, there's something else in here that I want to read. The mermaid's beauty, femininity, and sensuality juxtaposed against her mysterious, predatory, and deadly nature symbolizes how humanity views not only the ocean itself, but how it views the feminine, and in particular, feminine sexuality. For thousands of years, female sexuality and virtually all natural feminine qualities have largely been labeled sinful and vain. Humanity has projected onto the siren its fears, temptations, and repressed desires in relation to female sensuality and sexuality. There's something about this. Humanity has projected onto the siren its fears, temptations, and repressed desires. Fears, temptations, and repressed desires have been projected onto you. And so you have literally been living out the desires and the fantasies of other people, and that is a big part of what has been keeping you enslaved. You have not been able to move the way that you know that you need to move, deserve to move, and want to move because of this systematic continuation of other people projecting their own fears, desires, and temptations onto you, right? And if you're a person who has experienced people-pleasing tendencies, you know, you might be someone that has lived a lot of your life believing that it is your job to fulfill those desires and temptations, the things that people have projected on you. You have felt or been pressured into believing that it is your responsibility to fulfill, to walk in those desires, those fears, and those temptations of other people, but you are really being asked to dance with life in order to call your power back and to actually connect with who you are and what it is that you are meant here to do. And she's dancing under the moon. Maybe somebody is being asked to, or I'm getting that somebody's being asked to connect more with the moon. There are apps where you can put in your birth information and it'll tell you what your moon cycle is, what your cycle looks like for the whole month, how your energy will be based on the moon that you were born under and how that impacts you as, you know, the moon moves through its cycles each month, because naturally we being made up of all of the water that we are made up of, we are highly impacted by the watery nature of the moon. And the moon is connected to intuition, it's connected to femininity, it's connected to the sign of Cancer, the fourth house, our the comforts of home, our security, our nurturing energy, right? Right now I'm getting that is the energy that is blocked within you. And this can also very much apply to people that relate more to their masculine as well, because right now a lot of us collectively are being asked to re-examine our relationship and our ideas around feminine energy, and to start to dismantle and shake off the projections that others have put on femininity. And so many people that identify with their feminine energy have been feeling this pressure. You may have been feeling this pressure throughout your life, this mental turmoil and this mental slavery around having to fulfill other people's desires. Wow. That's real deep. Whew. You're being asked to have courage. It hasn't been easy, and the dismantling is not going to be easy. And it's going to take time, and it's not always going to be pretty, but the reward for actually moving through this energy is massive. And one of the ways to just start, because this might feel like a massive undertaking, is by just getting centered, getting grounded, doing things that light you up, asking yourself, by journaling and asking yourself what lights you up and moving in that direction. Gambler, the light attribute of the gambler, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Shadow attribute, relying on luck rather than hard work. I'm gonna go with the light attribute for this. This is what I'm getting. I'm getting that you are being asked to take a chance on yourself, to follow your intuition and to move into what is lighting you up, to move into energies that people have projected their own negative connotations or their own negative beliefs and ideas on, and be brave enough to decide how these things show up for you, and to decide how you want to deconstruct and rebuild the ideas that other people have put on you. It's time for you to break out of what others have wanted you to be, and to unapologetically walk in what you know you deserve, and what you know this energy actually is. God, I hope that made sense. I'm trying to find a different way to say that. Just focusing on sexuality specifically, because that is something that we are collectively dismantling and working to have a different understanding about. Be courageous in your pursuit of how you express the energies within you. Be courageous in your pursuit of how you express the energies within you. Do not allow other people's perceptions, fantasies, triggers, traumas, and fears to impact how you move through or how you portray what's actually happening within you. Allow yourself to be free. Be bold in your decision to be free. Be bold in your decision to be free. Wow. This is deep. I'm almost a little speechless. I hope that your reading made sense, because when I think back on what I'm remembering about whatever we just talked about, I don't there's so much, there's a lot there. And this is going on 30 minutes, pile number 3. So we are going to, I'm going to pull one last affirmation for you guys, because I just feel like, so we have gratitude. Today I am grateful for all of the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things I can at least be a little grateful for. Like hot showers and music, and the fact that humans invented an internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to, using fingers and thumbs that do whatever I think them to do at every given moment. You deserve to be happy. You deserve these precious moments of connecting with who you actually are, and you deserve to begin to discover who you are outside of the projections of other people. Start to journal and write down the things that you appreciate about yourself. Whatever aspect of your life that you feel that people have projected the most onto you, allow yourself to deconstruct what other people have put on you, and allow yourself to remove those things, bag it up, throw it out with the trash, because you don't need it. You don't need it. So, wow, that was a lot. I hope that message reached who it needed to. I am sending you all so much support as you move through this energy. I also feel like this thread of energy is not done, and I'm sure that we're going to get more energy around this particular message over the next couple of months. Okay, so if this did resonate with you, I would love for you to like, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys so much for listening. I am sending you so much love as you move through this energy, and I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will talk to you on Monday.